gentlemen. How we doing?
All
Very
good.
well, thank you.
All
Very
good,
well.
sir.
Yeah, I am acutely aware that I was missed last week, so I'm pleased to report I'm back. Beautiful. All right, let's crack on. Let's move to another dilemma, which reads: You've recently discovered a long-buried family secret. Your oldest sibling is not your biological sibling. In fact, they were adopted at birth, and no one ever told them. You found out by accident through an old letter hidden in your late parents' belongings. Your sibling is now planning to do a DNA test as part of a fun family ancestry project. If they go through with it, the truth will come out, and it could shatter their sense of identity and trust in family. Your remaining parent has begged you not to say anything, fearing it will destroy the family and cause irreparable emotional damage. So, this is the dilemma. Do you tell the truth before the DNA test reveals it, believing your sibling deserves the honesty, even if it breaks their heart and the family? Lie or delay, convince them not to take the test, or even tamper with the results to protect their feelings and preserve family unity?
Shit.
I'm now thinking about my older brother. Should the Afro have give it away? Wow.
You silly, you plonker.
What would I do? That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
That's
I have to literally sit and think about that one for a second.
I'm going to be honest with you. My first initial thing. Sorry, would you mind if I go just with what's going on?
Please do.
What's going on for me, Mike, is something that I know that us three have had this conversation before. Truth is number one for me.
I know that.
Regardless of circumstance, that's top tier for me. So whatever the outcome,
is there a however here?
No. From regardless of the outcome, that's meant to be the outcome.
You've got the surviving parent telling you not to tell said truth.
Asking me to lie.
Well, whatever way you decide to term it or not to say. They're saying not to say.
Okay. But I know now.
You know?
So if I'm not saying, then I'm lying by omission, right? Yeah, I'm having to. I would have to. I couldn't not. That for me is still my.
You've got your parent there.
Yeah.
Your beloved parent who's now telling you.
Yeah.
That it's gonna tear the family up, Nick. I know where your stance is. I know how what you do about the truth. You're very steadfast and all that, but this is gonna tear your family apart.
So is it definitely gonna tear the family apart? Is that what we're saying?
Well, that's what it said, Nick.
Well, so be it. The truth has to come first. The truth has to come first. It has to. Me and my sibling will be okay. We'll be all right.
Well, we don't know that, Nick.
Well, I've just told you, mate. We'll be all right. No, I would have to as difficult. That's a really difficult one. I think the first port of call would be speak to my surviving parent and just say, this person deserves to know the truth. They deserve to know what's really going on here. They absolutely have to know. You can't.
Nick, I'm just saying. But are you prepared to play Russian roulette with that? That's all I'm saying. I know where you stand on the truth, and I hear all of that, and I respect it totally. But there is that element of Russian roulette because we don't know. It is an assumption you and your brother's going to be okay, or your sibling's going to be okay, and also you've got the fallout with your surviving parent that you're going to have to manage that. Will that be okay after that as well?
I don't know if you're right, man. I don't know if any of it will be okay, but I do know that the truth is now out. I know I'm not a religious man, but I'm sure there's somewhere that it says the truth will set you free. So for me, I'm going with that.
Respect you.
I'm going with that. And as difficult, and I'm not saying it would be easy. There would be a lot of tears, a lot of heartache. I get that. But for me, this human being who has been adopted as a child deserves to know who they are. We all deserve that. That comes first. That comes first. I can't have one human being telling another human being, you haven't got the right to know, and I'm not going to let you know. No, can't have that. And that sounds like I can hear the way that I'm describing it. I'm making it sound like it's easy. That would be, I can't, ridiculously
Horrendous.
difficult.
Horrendous.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, that's my answer. I would. That would have to come out.
Wow.
Mm.
Winnie, have you had a think?
Yeah, I get a very uncomfortable feeling about this.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I like Nick. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to tell no lies and stuff, right? But, however, if I was told by my parent not to say nothing, that would cause me a problem as well. Conflict of interest. So I would probably say, look, parent, if I'm asked or quizzed about this situation, I'm telling the truth. If no one don't ask me nothing, I'm keeping my mouth shut. And I will avoid it as much as possible. But if somebody is going to ask me categorically, do I know anything about this, that, and the other? I think I'm going to have to side with Nick. I'm going to have to say something. Because, again, Nick's right. They deserve to know. And if it was me, I wouldn't put my siblings under that kind of pressure. I would be, just forthcoming and deal with my situation as best as I possibly could. So, in essence, I think I would. I wouldn't be giving no guarantees to nobody about nothing in terms of what I should and should not say. I think I would just say, look, listen, I hear what you're saying. I ain't gonna say nothing if I'm not quizzed on this situation. If I'm quizzed on the situation, or somebody comes to me, or that said person comes to me and asks me, do I know something about this? I will say yes, I do know, and I will give them the information. And if they said to me, well, why didn't you say anything? I just say, look, sorry, but it's a conflict of interest, and I've got two parties here that I've got someone that's asked me to not say anything. So that's again, that's an issue as well. That's a problem for me. So I can only apologize for not saying anything, but this is my logic.
So, not being funny, can I just chuck one more thing into the mix here, Mike, which is what's going on for me because of the uncomfortable nature of this. If I came across that letter that said that, I know myself. I'm now going to question everything. Is there another letter out there that I haven't seen that maybe represents me in that situation? If I then go and ask my surviving parent and say, hang on a minute, is one of these letters, am I also adopted? No, of course you're not. Okay, well, that's what you told my older sibling. There's a load of trust issues here now.
Yeah.
For the whole of my upbringing. Because there is going to be for my sibling.
Yeah.
It brings in a lot of stuff here. So, yeah, I'm afraid, I would be, that serious problem, but I would have to say something.
What are you saying, Mike?
Listen, I would be absolutely torn by this. Do you know what I mean? And I would have to kind of think very deeply before going left or right. But yes, I do agree. I do think that the sibling does have a right to know, but I would be very drawn about the impact of all of that, the potential impact of all of that, and what that could do as a family, and the respect that I've got for my surviving parent. I, rightly or wrongly, my decision would be to retain the information, so I wouldn't say. I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say. I would I would have a conversation with my surviving parent to say, look, if anybody's going to say, I think it should be you. Do you know what I mean? And try and develop and foster that conversation. But if that wasn't forthcoming, I would I would retain the information until such time. But if challenged on it or asked about it, then I couldn't lie. Well, I'm withholding, and I didn't lie. But if I was at a later date, the sibling somehow found this letter or somehow found out about this information and asked me, did I know? I couldn't lie. I'd have to say I did, but this would be my reason for not telling you. Do you know what I mean? It would be for, my reasons are, it's, in my opinion, it's for the greater good of the family. It's trying to keep it's trying to keep that family unit together. Although I know I don't have the right, because it's not my I don't have the right to it, but that's my decision. Rightly or wrongly, that's my decision, and I have to own it.
No,
do you know what I mean?
I respect that.
But the rationale behind it would be is to try and protect and keep the family together.
But if, like you said, if the older sibling now finds out and it comes to you and says, "Did you know?" and you say yes, but here's my rationale.
Yeah.
Then that relationship could be done.
It could be.
So
but either way, it could be done.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I was going to say. Either way, it could be done.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
Either way.
Not being funny. That's a really good, not good, but that's a really difficult dilemma, because that's not easy. Because, like you said, the love of the surviving parent, the loyalty, then the trust issues that I know it would give to me, because my older sibling now has been lied to for X amount of years. Not maybe has been lied to. He has been lied to for X amount of years. That's a real that would chuck.
That's probably the toughest one I've had to kind of wrangle with, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's been quite tough.
Yeah, it is tough, and I think
I'm still thinking now, have I made the right decision?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think this type of thing does happen quite a lot. I think
probably. Yeah,
there's a lot of things that have just been put places, and with the hope and expectation that it stays there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Is there? I mean, I know that's what we're all searching for, but is there a way around? Is there a way of dealing with that just brings harmony? Because there's two things here, obviously, right? Is there something that brings harmony? I'm asking. Is there something? Yeah. Is there a situation here that could bring harmony and have truth for the sibling? And I don't know that the two can go hand in hand.
There's only one. There's just truth in it. That's it. Telling the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. And that's Mike. That's definitely the most difficult one we've had so far.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because this person's identity now, literally, what is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And as you said, when you find out something like that, what else is a lie?
Exactly. Is there another letter about me?
Yeah. Has my relationship with my siblings, or even the surviving parent, has that all been a lie? Do they love me? Am I just here by default? What is this about?
Yeah. And like you said, there's probably a lot of that stuff going on.
I think there is,
right now.
There is.
Yeah.
There is
a lot.
And that's what I mean. On the individual level, I just think every individual has got a right to know who the F they are in a genuine and as much of a genuine sense as they can. If I'm carrying this surname that
Nick, you know what, sometimes though, and I know it's a bit agricultural how I'm going to say this, but sometimes if it's not broken, does it need fixing?
But it is broken.
Well,
I know what you mean.
To who?
It's broken.
The sibling who doesn't know, how does he know it's broken?
What's the saying? Let sleeping dogs.
It's broken, Mike.
Let sleeping dogs lie, isn't it?
No. It is broken, but he doesn't know it's broken. So to him, it's not broken.
Why open a can of worms?
No, Nick. It is broken. No, Nick. No, it is broken. No, it's
Mike,
broken.
you keep saying it's broken as well, so I'm saying you go.
No, it's broken. But does the sibling who doesn't know about it, does he know it's broken?
No.
So to him, it's not broken.
But it is broken.
Not to him.
Yes, to him it's broken. He's just unaware, but it is broken, Mike. We've just agreed it's broken. It's broken.
Factually, it is broken, but
factually it is. Yes,
he's not aware of it.
He's just not aware of it. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so
he's unaware.
if my wife's having an affair and I'm not aware of it, just don't tell me. Be all right. It's not broken. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. No. Should I
Yeah,
be told?
yeah.
It's a difficult. This is the most difficult one. Obviously, I'm tongue in cheek in what I'm saying, but it is broken. Factually,
Challenging.
it is broken. But this poor guy, no matter what happens here, I feel for the sibling. Because if he gets told, that's devastation. Of course it is. And if he doesn't get told, he could pass never knowing who he really was.
Yeah, especially if his old man's a milkman, that would be a big
Right?
problem.
Everyone's 5'6" in the house except for him at 6'7".
Yeah, he always used to come round on a Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
I love you, Nigel.
Yeah, I wonder why that was.
And he used to get the big piece of chicken.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, that would be, yeah, that's what would happen, isn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
You start imagining things that...
If you've got a crazy South London mentality like we have, yeah, probably would do.
Yeah, that's a dilemma, mate.
Have you both ever found out something that you wish you hadn't?
I wish I hadn't.
Wow. Have I found that?
Nothing.
What question? Where did that question come from, mate?
It can't be.
Because I was thinking to myself, you know this sibling, right? Because obviously he doesn't know. And I'm thinking, is it just sometimes is ignorance bliss?
I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that I found out. I thought to
You know
myself,
what I mean?
I wish I didn't know that.
It's ignorance bliss sometimes.
Well, yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I've got to be honest.
Have I
You
ever...
know, I'm happily living my life. I've got my missus, my kids. I've got a nice job. This, that, the other. And then one day I come home and I'm told my old man wasn't my old man.
Yes, John. Yeah. That reality check.
Do you know what I mean?
It's got your hat.
Yeah.
Your baby.
Yeah. Is ignorance bliss?
Was that Chris Rock?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was. Or was that Dave Chappelle?
Chris Rock, I think it was. It's got your hat. Deep.
As human beings, are we meant to know everything?
No, because sometimes having all the knowledge in the world can be a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fact.
I hear your. I really hear your.
Even
question.
Solomon said that.
Hmm?
King Solomon said something along those lines in Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, at the beginning.
So much.
Yeah, at the beginning he talks about the reading of books is endless, vanity, pointless. Yeah.
But yeah, no. The bottom line is.
Would you guys want to know? Let me ask you that. We're saying ignorance is bliss. Would you guys want to know? You two gentlemen sitting there now, if there was this letter hanging around, you're both living how you. Would you want that information?
I think yes. Ultimately. Yeah, I think I would want to know. I would want to know who and what, why, where, and when.
I know, you know. My old man is what, 82, 83 now? To me, that's my old man. If I
but that wouldn't change. That wouldn't change.
Absolutely.
It's what I'm saying. If I go around him tomorrow and I find out that he's not my biological, then what?
Yeah, we still your pops, don't it?
But he's not.
Well, yeah, he is.
Well,
there's a lot of real men are walking around here right now that are looking after men's children, and they ain't biological, but they're pops. They're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Are you saying, Mike, that you would rather not know?
think that's a fair shout. I think, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
at
well,
this stage, my dad's 82.
so-
Yeah, I'm not going to start calling a geezer
It's delusion.
an 83 or 80. Oh right, that's my dad now. Do you think I'm going to? What's the value right now in me finding out my pops is not my pops?
It's just knowing the truth, isn't it? It might make me think to me, okay, that's why I didn't identify with that, or that's why I behave like that.
We're in Liverpool.
I knew that was going to come out of somewhere.
My dad's a Scouser.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just would want to know. I would.
Would you want to know, Win?
Yeah. I think I would. I would want to know. I would want to know. I'd want to know. Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Because for me, it wouldn't change my perception. It wouldn't change my perception of that person, because that person would still have those qualities that I identify with a father figure. For me, it would just be like, okay, you're not my biological, but you're still my dad. You still grew me up.
Would you go and seek your biological?
That's
That's a different thing. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Different thing. Because once the dust has settled, Mike, if I found out, see, and it's really interesting though, even the word knowing is so different, because I think I met my biological, I met him about 5 times. So I didn't know the man anyway. He's passed now, but I didn't know the man really. But I just think to myself now, if I found out later on in life that this other guy who was raising me for all these years wasn't my biological, once the dust has settled, I wonder whether I would look back and go, fuck me, I wasn't your child biologically, and you've done all this. There might even be a different level of respect in that realm. Do you know what I mean? I don't like it. I haven't been told. I'm angry, upset, and annoyed at that. But the fact that you've kind of been there when I had my heart broken, you've kind of plastered my knee when I cut my knee, and you've been there for all of this, bro. There might be a different level of respect there, a different angle of respect, maybe. I don't know, But it's guesswork, because But
that's what I was going to say to you. Or could it go the other way?
It could. Absolutely, it could. But I think I would want to know. That bottom line, I would want to know. Would I reach out for the? No, I personally don't think I would have reached out. I would reach out for the biological. That would be his job.
Yeah, and I guess by default, you both would want to know. You both believe that nobody has a right to keep you from knowing.
Yes. Yeah. Bottom line.
Would that be fair to say with you?
Yeah, I think that's what I would sit with. Yeah. What do you reckon, Win?
I'm not 100% sure. I would like to know what anybody else is, what the general public is going to say about it.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah.
Get my head around. But I genuinely think that I would want to know. That's for sure. Again, and that's because I'm quite logical in the sense that even if that person wasn't my biological dad, I still could. I understand the idea of a foster parent and stuff like that. That kind of doesn't really bother me, even though I've not had that personal experience. But I can see how people can have deep relationships with people that are not necessarily their biological. So I'm not really fazed by that. And it's 21st century. These kind of relationships are quite common as well. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be scared to kind of like wanted to find out that information. That wouldn't be a major issue for me. Would I want to seek my biological? Oh, that's a good question, and I really wouldn't know. That would take some thinking about. I'd have to go down that path when it kind of once I found out that information. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Good dilemma, Mike. But really good
interesting.
Dilemma.
Very interesting.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? But my fear would be if I did find out would that change my relationship with said person? I'd like to think it wouldn't.
It wouldn't for me.
Yeah, I'd like to think it wouldn't.
I don't think. Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Is there,
but I
is there
don't think it
anything
would.
that makes you think that it would make you change that relationship?
Possibly, not saying there has been, but if there's been any sort of negative things that have happened during that relationship, would I home in on those negative experiences and think, well, actually, that happened and that happened. Oh, maybe that happened because of this. That because it wasn't my pops anyway.
That's a good point.
So there's some conversation. That's what I'm saying. So there's some conversations to be had around that to bring that stuff up.
Yeah.
Because if you automatically are thinking back to those things, then those things are there bugging you anyway.
Anyway, regardless of.
So now that this extra dynamic has come in, maybe now there's a conversation and some talking to do. Look, did this happen because of this situation? Is this a part of the reason and the rationale for that? And it might actually, some of those might make more sense for you. I think once the dust settled, I'd like to think, and maybe I'm living in like a idealistic world, but I'd like to think that there would be an element of me that would be a real different, not saying more, but a different side of respect here for this gent that spent all that time raising me.
Yeah.
And I wasn't their biological. Like you said earlier, Win, there's so many men doing that. You know, they're doing that already. And if I had a hat, I'd tip my hat to those guys that are doing it.
Yeah, 100%. Well, but that's done with full transparency, though, isn't it? The child knows, he knows. It's that way from the get go, is it?
Like we were saying earlier,
we don't know.
No, we don't know. Yeah. But sometimes it's not. I mean, but the fact that people are raising their children, these children, and they're not biological, hands up to those guys that are doing that. And women, because not being funny, of course it happens the other way around where a guy's raising his children and then gets with another female, and then so of course the same both way around, but it's obviously the majority is the men coming in. You know, a lot of respect for that.
Interesting.
By birds.
Interesting.
Very, very. You know,
that's a dilemma.
Sorry, Nick?
That's a dilemma, mate. And that's not being funny.
It's a dilemma.
We've had some jokes and stuff, but actually, the fact that people are living that, and there's dads out there that will have this on their mind, that will be this my child, and they will definitely be viewing the person as their child, but this child doesn't know. That will be going on in the world for real.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know you want to run some jokes, but the situation is so serious.
No.
I can't even run a joke on this one.
No. Not really. No.
Yeah.
But I think you know, different times and all and stuff like that. And I think in times gone by, people did what they thought was the right thing to do at that time. You know what I mean? I think now these types of issues are spoke about a lot more openly, I would say, to be honest, and conversations with children are more, I would say, a bit more open and a bit more responsible, perhaps maybe than they were years ago, 20, 30, 40 years, because things like that, it was the elephant in the room. Everybody would know by the child. Do you know what I mean? Everybody knows, but you just don't talk about it.
Yeah. And the thing is,
you know what I mean?
With modern technology, with Ancestry.com and stuff like that, all these DNA testing.
You know, in a lot of households, you know what I mean, they know that everybody knows that that's not his dad. But he don't know. Yeah. And I'm thinking, how?
It's naughty, isn't it?
It's naughty.
Yeah.
But I suppose they did what they thought was the best at the time.
Yeah. And there's so many personal, and especially the fact that one of the parents has passed, and the surviving parent has obviously promised, I will not tell this secret. And now they've got their own loyalty, that torn loyalty as well now to their partner who's passed away. Yeah. You know, that's...
Yeah, but I think you're right. You know, that ancestry thing, it's a game changer, you know?
Yeah, I did mine, Mike. I was joking, so I can make a joke about this. I got mine done. And I looked at the percentages of all these different places that, like, my DNA. I went to my mum. I said, I've got some Indian and African here, mum. Do you want to have a word? What's going on?
Have a word.
You cheeky.
Yeah.
That's obvious, really.
Yeah, of course. Well, the tie, the tie bit.
Yeah.
Everybody comes from Africa, mate.
There you go. I've tried to tell Michael this for years, and he just laughed at me.
I didn't believe him.
No,
he still don't.
Everyone's from Jamaica.
Exactly. North London.
Everyone's from Merton.
Kingston.
Yeah. But no, that is a proper game changer. People are delving quite heavily into that now. It is, I'm sure it must be throwing up some real dilemmas.
Yeah. So what's there's no what's the solution?
Yeah, I mean, let's just wrap this up then, so we just get some context on it. So, Nick, do you mind if I start with you? So you're, and I think I'm fairly understanding of what you were saying, but just to summarise what you think on this one.
I think it's all about truth. If I've seen this letter, then unfortunately, and I understand what it could cause. Of course, I get that. But if that's what has to happen, and that's because it's kind of that thing of whatever the truth is, that's what's meant to happen. Because the truth's come out, it doesn't mean that it's going to be all devastating for it. Of course, for the older sibling, there's a shock there. I get that, but I think the truth is number one. I think that has to, and the sibling has the right to understand this. It's nobody's right to keep that information from.
And in terms of the outcome is not something you would.
If I was a God-fearing man, I'd be praying that it's kind of as smooth as possible. As I would want to be as supportive to both sides as possible. Yeah. I'm not going to let one attack the other. My bit is going to, as you said earlier, Mike. There was
in terms of the scales, the balance is firmly on the truth as opposed to the outcome. Would you say?
Unfortunately, it may seem, but I'm not going to allow one to attack the other. As you said earlier, I'm going to definitely side with. Look, there would have been rationale for this at the beginning. It probably doesn't make any sense now, but at the time, it did. It's not fair, etc., etc. But here we are. Now, what we're going to do to move on the best we can, and I'm going to support all I can within that.
Right. Okay, Nick. Thank you. Winnie?
I think now on reflection and having discussed it with you both, and the question that was asked was what would I want? And I would want to know. Yeah. So now that I've come to that conclusion, I think that I would have to be telling my sibling, my parent, you need to say something.
Yeah.
Right.
And because if I'm questioned on this, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep this a secret.
And if there was resistance from the parent, Win?
Again, that's a bit of a dilemma because it's difficult. But I think that, like I said, I will be having a fight with myself. So, selfishly, I think that I probably would be putting them under pressure to tell the truth.
The parent?
Yeah. I think I'd be putting pressure on my parents.
And if that didn't happen, would you take that leap of faith?
It's difficult. I'm not sure.
Okay,
that's the honest truth. I'm not.
No, you'd have to weigh it up.
I'm siding right now with having to. If you don't say something, I'm going to have to say something. I'm siding with that, but I don't know. Again, I have to take into consideration, my parents' ability to be able to kind of have to make that decision for themselves. Yeah, there's a lot to take into consideration here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
How that person's going to take the information as well. How my sibling's going to take the information, and how my parent is going to deal with the fact she's going to have to now, or he's going to have to, make the announcement.
When you've just raised something as well, bro, that none of us have mentioned. The impact on you finding out.
Yeah.
The devastation that you find out. This, my older brother's not my brother. What the?
Yeah, that's another problem, isn't
You
it?
know,
Another big
it's a whole
issue.
thing
Yeah.
that none of us have really, until you just mentioned that, the impact that it would have on each of us individually to find that information out, and then you're kind of burdened with that info. What do I do with it? Ooh,
That's traumatic.
yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Very.
But yeah.
So
Honesty is the best policy, though. Go on, Mike.
Go on,
It
Mike.
is no, and I get that, to be honest. I mean, and I would be wrestling with that, but you know, rightly or wrongly, my focus would be to protect the family. And yes, you know, I'm withholding and being truthful for whatever, but that is my rationale to protect the family. I've got a potentially elderly surviving parent I need to kind of protect as well, because if this does come out, I don't know what the impact is going to be on them as an elderly parent. I don't know how my siblings going to react, and I don't know how the overall impact on the family. So I'd have to do a risk assessment. You know, the risk of telling the truth, sadly for me, is too great a risk. If challenged on it, you know, I've got my mitigation. I guess I don't know what's going to happen. But if I'm forced to make a choice between the two options, that's what I'll be going with. And I'd have to face the consequences and that. Do you know what I mean? But hopefully my sibling, or big that I haven't told them, in time I'd have to kind of hope and pray that they would understand that that wasn't done. That wasn't an easy decision that I made. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My rationale is costs.
Yeah.
And
No, respect.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, respect.
And
respect.
that's the one thing about these dilemmas, right, Mike? Mine and your kind of view is quite, I don't want to say opposing, but they're very different from each other, and yet neither of us can say that the other one's way is right or wrong. You know,
it's true.
We're doing what's in our heart and in our mind for the greater good.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle of both of those, so it's not an easy decision to make.
It's not.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I know we've covered this in another pod, but by me not telling my sibling, am I lying?
Yes.
You are.
Am I?
Yes.
You're withholding the truth.
Withholding the truth, but is that lying?
Yes. Mike, I can say it again if you want. There is not. That's not a dilemma, Mike. It is.
I think you need to question your own moral stance.
No, wait. Yeah, but by me withholding that truth, is that underpinned by personal gain?
Does that make me?
Yeah. In that scenario, yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
It's exactly the same thing.
No, but wait. I've got no. The only gain I've got is to hold the family together.
Say that again, Mike. Say what you just said.
So my okay. In terms of for me, lying or withholding, what is my gain? Do I have my objective is to hold the family together,
which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, so is that lying?
Really, still lying.
It's still lying, Mike.
It's withholding the truth.
Same thing, man.
I love it, Mike. Listen, withholding information.
Hold on. Can you go to jail for withholding the truth?
No. Win.
Can you go to jail for
withholding? In the context of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
There is no. My intentions are honourable.
No, that's true.
I believe.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, Mike.
So, in my mind, there is no. My only gain is to protect my family.
Absolutely.
So I'm withholding the truth to protect my family.
And that's beautiful, Mike. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm not lying. I'm withholding the truth to protect my family.
I don't know.
That's a nice way of looking at it.
Your sat nav's different, but okay.
No.
Tell that to the judge.
No.
The sentence might be less, but you're still going to jail.
But in terms of my rationale and what
it's
there is no gain. Yeah.
No, it's lovely, Mike. You're rational. I genuinely like. That's why I'm saying to you, mine and yours
Yeah,
are opposites. Winston kind of sits in the middle somewhere because there's a lot of thought here, and we're talking about this dilemma. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with what your aim is, which is to keep the family together. That's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
In and of itself,
Self-
that's beautiful.
Self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
And I can go as far. And don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be comfortable with any of this.
No.
But I could tentatively put my head on my pillow at night.
Mm.
I'm going to insert the word tentatively because I know why I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a beautiful rationale, Mike. It's a lovely rationale. You know, want to keep the family together.
But you just think it's lying.
Well,
No,
withholding if Mike, I don't listen. I don't think it.
I don't make up the rules.
The law does, and the dictionary does. I don't.
Yeah.
Lying by omission is a thing, Mike.
Yeah, I get it.
It's universal, mate.
I just think you're lying, you horrible git. No, it's a beautiful thing what you're doing, bro. It's a beautiful thing. I get it.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it though, would you?
No.
You wouldn't do it.
No, I wouldn't. No.
So you'd be prepared for that nuclear fallout?
Well, no one can prepare for that, Mike. No. No, I couldn't prepare for it. No.
Okay, let me rephrase it. You would be prepared for the so for a possible irreparable fallout of your family.
Anything that I did here is going to be extremely uncomfortable, jarring. It's going to mess with my head and my heart. Could I prepare for that fallout of the family? No, of course I couldn't. But truth trumps all that.
Right.
It stands above all of that for me. Who am I to now say this is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do? I can only stand, and I fail at this a lot, Mike. But all I can do is try and stand on truth when I can. When I can. That's it.
Yeah.
You know. So in that situation, and I would want to be there to support my whole family.
Yeah.
You know, and I can hear how contradictory that might sound, but that I can't forget my older sibling deserves to. This is a human being who deserves to know the truth. And like Winston said, I would want to know. Well, if I would want to know, I'm now going to withhold this? No, that's not for me. That's not for me. And that's not cursing your stance either. It really isn't. I get it. I get it. Because what is that going to... My mum's very poorly. What would that cause to happen to her if that did come out?
It's
I know
probably...
we did this on another pod, right? But just in my head. Would you guys lie to feed your families?
Would a lie to feed my family?
If we were destitute, no food in the yard and thing, would you lie to feed your family?
I'd still to feed my family.
I probably would be more inclined to probably do bad things to support other people than myself. That's just my nature.
So you would lie to feed your family then?
Me? Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I would.
And I would still to feed my family, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even lie.
Would you lie to feed? Would you lie to put food?
I don't need to. I wouldn't lie. I just get it done.
Yes, similar kind of really. I would just get that food.
Get it done, man.
I would go and get that food.
What do you mean, like?
Are you saying to me?
Did I just rob that food?
No, that wasn't my question.
Okay.
I said to both of you, would you lie to feed your families?
Are my family going to die if they don't eat, Mike? In this scenario?
What?
I said,
how many layers do I want on this? I've just said, would you lie to feed your family?
And I'm saying, what's your point?
and I'm saying my family could do with losing a few pounds. They'll be all right for a day or two.
Because I would.
Yeah, I think most people would. Most people would. What's that got to do with the rationale of this scenario?
No, what I'm saying is...
This is goalpost moving.
There is situations where a lie is acceptable, is more palatable.
Yeah, we're not disputing that.
Yeah.
We're not disputing that. But if someone said to me, did I lie? I'll say, yeah, I lied.
Yeah.
Because I understand it's a lie.
Yeah. But I'm saying, but there are situations in a scenario where we would lie.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said to you, I
I'm not
felt
perfect.
quite regular.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, what?
I felt quite regular, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I think
I get it.
99.9% of people would probably lie to feed their family. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's quite a normal response in that kind of circumstance.
you're making a connection though. You're making some connection here, Mike, that I'm missing. Genuinely, how does this relate to the dilemma?
What I'm trying to work out. Because the truth prevail.
Yes.
Truth is the number one thing.
Yes.
Is that in every single scenario?
And now you're okay. Cool. If my son is gonna die if I don't lie, I'm lying my ass off. Of course. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a life and death thing.
Just to put food on the table, which I've said before.
Well, no. If it's just to put food on the table, they can lose a few pounds. A couple of days, they'll be all right.
If they're starving, that's different. They're going to die. That's a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
And I wouldn't have to lie because I would just go and take it. I would just go and take the food.
Yeah, and I would know that and I would agree to myself that what I'm doing is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as one says, and again, I would know that what I'm doing is out of order, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not gonna rationalize. I'm not gonna try and rationalize.
No, that's nothing. I'm just trying to build a picture.
Yeah.
But I suppose you're not gonna rationalize if it's the truth or not, or if you're lying or not. You know you're telling a lie, so you just deal with the consequences, isn't it? But I'm not gonna sit down and say to myself, oh, because I'm feeding my family, it's not a lie.
It's a lie.
No, it's still a lie.
It's a lie.
You know what I'm saying?
Mike, you're awesome, bruv. Because the funny bit is where you were sitting there and saying, in my rationale, I'm not lying. That's a bit that I struggle with.
But on the other,
on the other one where you said, because I'm trying to keep the family together, that ain't a lie.
No. I said I'm withholding the truth.
Which is a lie, Mike.
Well.
And this is the bit that I find wonderful.
Well, I suppose it depends on how you look at it, really. But I mean, the thing is, right? No.
And that's the Arsenal bit that I completely understand.
That's the Arsenal bit.
That's the delusion. 100%. Yeah. Can we wrap up, please?
Yeah.
Now, if you say yeah and don't do it, is that a lie, Mike?
No. Thanks, guys. It's been amazing. Do you know what I mean? I think they're two different dilemmas, but thought-provoking in their own unique way. So thanks, guys. I really enjoyed it, actually, to be honest. I mean, and it's brilliant. You know, and it's just, and what I love about it, there's some good exchange, but it's just
very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Thought-provoking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know. So till we meet again next week, guys. Peace and love.
Peace and love.